Hello students. Today we will be discussing the types of information in MIS. MIS basically is Management Information System. Fine. And Management Information System plays a major role in any of the organization, and it is totally dependent upon what type of information is being generated by the system that helps the management in taking all the major decisions. Now, first of all, data and information. So, data is what? It is a raw, unprocessed facts and figures that have no context or purposeful meaning, whereas information is processed data that has certain meaning and is being presented in certain context. If we say, for example, that a computer operator is entering 34 point or 36.41 value, fine, and but it is not writing anything in context with a particular scenario or situation. So, but if in other case, if the number is then written in the form on a bill to show that you owe a company a certain amount for goods received, then this data becomes an information. So, why it has become an information? Because now it is being written in context of bill. So, certain situation or clarity about this figure is there. So, that is why we say that it is an information. Primary information. Primary, there are different sources of information. Primary and secondary sources are there. Primary source of information is where the information you have got from the first hand, like you have collected it through surveys, through polls, through questionnaires and so on. So, a primary source of information is one that provides data from an original source of the document, and this may be as simple as an invoice sent to any business organization or a check received from the customer in a bank. So, that is what primary information, because it is coming directly from the person from whom we have selected the particular data. It may be more complex, such as a set of sales figures for a range of goods for a tin food manufacturer for 1 week, or it may be a set of sales figures that over several weeks in several locations. So, primary information can be any type of information that is being generated directly from the original source. Next is the secondary information. Secondary information basically is one that provides information from source that is not original. That means it has been collected by somebody else, and then you are doing some R&D on it or evaluating it, and then you are showing that particular thing to the outside world. So, any research work that is being done on the secondary data is secondary information only. So, for example, secondary sources, like you have collected the information through surveys and polls, statistical information you have already gathered, and now what you are doing is you are trying to analyze that data and come out with certain solution or the response, and that solution will be given to the end user, and that for that end user that data will act as the secondary information. Why? Because it has not been directly fetched from the original source. Next is your internal information. So, these are the sources. Internal information, that means all organizations generate a substantial amount of information related to their day-to-day operations or the management work, fine, reporting work, monitoring, controlling and so on. So, internal information is also very crucial for the management to see the progress of the employees working in the organization. So, this internal information is vital to the successful management of the organization, and it can be available from a number of sources within the organization, such as the marketing and sales information based on the performances, revenues being generated, markets, shares, distribution channels and so on. Or it can be from production and operational information related to assets, quality standards, etc. Or the internal information can be financial information as well, like the profits, margins, cost, or the internal documentation received in the form of invoices, purchase order forms, credit notes, and procedural manuals. So internal information also plays a very crucial role in ISM. Then are the external sources of information. So external information basically is concerned with what is going around or happening beyond the boundaries of the organization. So this covers any documentation relating to a subject area produced as a summary or detailed report by an agency external to an organization. It can be any law firm, any government organization, information related to the competitors, legal information, information by accounting, third party information, accounts, audits, and so on. So external information also plays a crucial role in the growth of an organization. Now, the nature of information. Now, this involves presenting the information in a structured and a consistent manner so that it is easily understandable by all. And it is usually defined within an organization as the main way of communication between and among the parts of the organization, maybe different departments, different employees, and so on. Externally also it helps in communicating with the customers, other service providers, maybe partners, government organizations, and so on. The main methods for formal communication are still the formal letters or properly structured and organized reports, writing of training material, and so on. So basically formal information is communicated in cogent, coherent, and well structured language. Next, let's talk about the informal information. Whenever we talk about information management system, so we are not only talking about the formal information, we have some informal information also that also helps in the growth of the organization and decision making process. So this informal information is not well structured, and it is being transmitted within organization or between the individuals who work in the organization, and it is an unofficial information, but sometimes it plays a major role, like knowing the satisfaction level of the employees that they have discussed with their managers and so on. And it is communicated by casual conversations or emails or text messages. The language used is less structured and not at all formal, and tends to include colloquialism and shorthand, and the spelling is less important. So like we chat with our colleagues, our other members in the organization, and we write in the chat message or WhatsApp messages and so on, all these are informal modes of communication, and the information generated through this type of communication is informal information. Then comes strategic information. We all know that there are three levels of management in an organization: top level, middle level, and lower level, or we can say strategic level, tactical level, or operational level. So when we talk about the information that is being used at this particular level or different levels of the organization, then let's first of all talk about strategic information. It is used at the very top level within an organization, like the CEOs and directors who take the major decisions in the organization require this type of information. It is broad and use a mixture of information gathered from both the internal as well as the external sources. In general, a time scale may be from 1 to 5 years or even longer depending upon the project. So some oil related projects are planned from the outset to last for 25 or more years. A supermarket building, a new superstore will take more time span for generating the information, whereas a small business firm will have a small strategy and will require the information from time to time to be delivered to the top level management. So strategic plans will have little or no detail in them, and more detailed strategic plans will be made slightly lower down at the managerial level. Then comes the middle level, that is the tactical level, where the supervisors or departmental heads work. So at this level the planning and decision making takes place as per the guidelines given by the top level management or as per the plans of the strategic management level. Tactical information will be mostly internal with a few external sources being involved, and this information is likely to be function related, like how much downtime a production line must allocate for planned maintenance and so on. So while managing the projects and all, this level of information is required. These plans have a medium level of detail and will be very specific as they deal with the matters of tracing and controlling who is doing what within what time period, how much budget is being used, and so on. So these have medium scope and will address details as the operational at the operational level. Then comes the lower level, that is the operational level. All the operational planning takes place based on the tactical plans given to them by the middle level managers. The lowest level of management or worker in an organization implements the operational plans. So these may be section leaders, foremen, supervisors, and in a large organization such as shop, and in a small organization it can be shop assistants, waiting staff, kitchen staff, and so on. So but sometimes where the business is too small and only one or two people are involved, then all these layers are being merged and it works as a single level management. So the time scale is usually very short. Anything from immediately, daily, or at most a week or month has to be recorded. So day to day information is maintained at this level, and the results generated at this level or the information generated at this level is passed on upward to the top level management through the tactical staff members, so that they can evaluate that the operational level management is performing as per the schedule or not. So this was all about the types of information and sources of information in any business organization. Thank you so much.